Welcome to Scale With Us, the podcast for business owners navigating the absolute chaos of scaling a business and juggling all that life throws at you along the way.
Each week, we'll be talking about our wins and fails and everything in between because let's be real, it's not all smooth scaling.
So grab a drink, settle in, and let's get into it.
All right, welcome back. So real question, I'm going to dive right in for you today, Jess.
Go for it.
I want to know how much time do you spend each day using AI in your business?
I spend honestly, a good hour or so, I reckon.
Only an hour.
Well, yeah, because my whole business is VAs, so I would suspect my team are using it a lot more, but I'm giving them the information to then probably, do their jobs with the help of AI. But sometimes I think even there's a few things that I used to give to one of my VAs to do, I'm just quickly doing it myself in AI. Not that I want to put myself out of business by telling people to do that, but it's just the way that the world's moving. You've got it all on your phone, you're talking to ChatGPT, you're writing it questions, it's spitting out answers. So it's increasing more and more, I think, every day. What about you? You would use it a lot more.
I mean, it depends on the day for me, but like sometimes multiple hours a day.
Yeah.
I use it a lot in my business, but also like a lot personally as well.
Yep.
Like I think it's just the way things are going. We ask it questions now instead of going to Google. We ask it for advice instead of booking a counseling session.
Yeah.
But I think, it's just interesting to still see, because we went to a conference the other week and it was all around, AI and obviously, it's a full buzzword at the moment. It was really interesting to see the different levels of like knowledge and understanding. I would have said that if before I went to that, I would have said I had a fairly good knowledge and understanding of it. But I think hearing some of the stuff on the stage, that those speakers went through, I went like, okay, I've got like an infantile knowledge of what it can do. But even still, like I think even the way, even if we're using it in a infantile way compared to what's actually happening outside of our industry, I'd say, we're still ahead. I think there's still a lot of fear around using AI and ChatGPT. A lot of the time we have conversations where someone comes into one of our hot seat coachings in our mastermind program and they'll say, I'm stuck with this, or I need to create this or do this. And I'll say, have you used ChatGPT for that? And they're like, oh no, hadn't thought of that, right? It's still probably not super common usage for a lot of people. And I think given this whole season is about marketing content creation, somewhere where people often really get stuck around what to post, what to do, how do I do it, how do I elevate it? I thought, we thought today would be a good opportunity to talk about how to really harness AI to level up your marketing and content. So I think it's a wild time to be alive because that sounds a bit intense, but like, but 10 years ago, if you wanted new marketing copy or, social media content, what you would have had to do or pay to do it or put a whole week aside to create something can now happen, really instantly. Oh, and that's a fun side point I wanted to add in, which I thought was really cool from that conference, is when the guy was talking to us about how ChatGPT is designed, like it is that how it can generate content is actually instant, like, but how it does it does the thinking,
the thinking and the typing,
and then the typing it out slowly. It's not actually typing it out slowly. That's an intentional design feature to make you think that it's thinking, whereas it knows the information. As soon as it starts thinking, it knows the information and could spit it all out like on a page instantly for you, which I thought was just bonkers.
That's wild because it makes you think that it's actually thinking about.
And I do sometimes. I'm like, oh, it's really considered in its response.
It's taking a bit longer today.
But I mean, it can do instantly what used to take ages. So it's a really great time to harness it. And I think that was probably one of the key messages from that conference, is to harness it, like not worry about it replacing you, right? Like I don't think if you're smart about it, it's not about it replacing you. But if you can harness it, you can grow so much faster than ever before.
Absolutely.
I thought to dive in today on how we use AI in our businesses and what we've seen our clients doing that can assist with your marketing and content creation. And I think it's great because like it's usually something that falls to the bottom of the to-do list for a lot of people is marketing themselves because it
Yes.
gets put in the too hard basket
Yeah.
after all the client delivery and service and admin and everything.
Totally. And it's funny because, a lot of our clients are like, I need more leads. And it's like, well, you need to be putting content out there.
Mm.
And what's going to help you make more content and make it quicker? You've got to use AI. But I think a lot of people, and you would see this too, they start using it and what they're giving it isn't good enough to create what they want to create. So they kind of get a bit put off.
Yeah, they're
Whereas
not happy
it's
with the output, or they
yeah,
think it sounds too generic, or it has too many M dashes, which is hilarious because as I'm looking at our show notes that we've put together
there's so
before
many.
each episode, there's a few little M dashes in there because
Yep,
we even use it to help create the outlines for this podcast, right? Like we,
totally.
put our ideas in there and then it spits out content, or sometimes we're even stuck for ideas and we're like,
Yeah.
what
What
might
can we
people
talk
want to
about?
hear about?
Yeah.
But it's like looking at that, it's gone through and done the whole thing. But
Mm.
I think it's a fear of it sounding too generic or robotic,
Yep.
and not being quite happy with the output. And now I think because there's all the hype around, oh, you can tell when someone's used ChatGPT. But if you know how to use it, like, and if you know how to prompt it well, but also how to review it from a human perspective afterwards,
Yeah,
like it's just like a massive time saver, like absolute massive
absolutely.
time
Yeah.
saver. Like I use it in my business. After every coaching session, we have an AI tool called Fathom AI that transcribes the whole
Fathom.
coaching
Yep.
notes. And then I use that to then I put into a custom ChatGPT bot that I've got that knows how to speak in my brand voice and sound like me and not use M dashes and all of those kind of things, and turn the conversations that we've had into content and messaging that we can then use on the socials. So,
So good.
it's really around knowing, I think it's knowing how to use it
Yeah.
effectively. And I've had definitely a few of my clients where once I've shown them like how to prompt it well, then they're like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
this is like
yeah.
next level.
Yeah.
But also it's having some custom chat GPTs probably set up to do it for you, which we'll talk about today.
Mm.
Um,
I think a lot of people are getting really overwhelmed by the amount of tools that are available and not knowing
Oh, there was
which
that
one.
that slide that guy showed on the conference of like 50 tools, and it was
Yeah.
like the surface of what's out
Yeah.
there.
It's like,
Yeah.
this is the best of the best. And it was like, there was 50 on the screen. And I think we probably used 3 of what was on that screen. But I think that's the point. You
Yeah.
need
I've
to
I've
pick
even
a
I've got like a
couple.
list of other ones I now want to go and
Yeah.
research and have a look at.
But I think if you're starting out, just pick one. Like start with ChatGPT and get familiar with it. Start prompting it. Learn what works well,
Mm.
and run with that. Don't feel like you have to be across all of them because you just will never be across all of them. There's too
Not at
many.
the speed that they're being created. Like
Yeah.
it's well, now AI is even like creating the apps. Like so you can now go and create an app with AI. It's like, just
It's wild.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think today, we want to take away some of that overwhelm. We want to talk about the different kind of tasks, the marketing tasks that the AI can help you with to
Yeah.
save you time. We want to talk about the other tools that we've seen that we've either tried ourselves or we've seen clients using or that we want to try that are sounding like they'll be really good for our industry and our space. And then probably talking about how to balance AI with the human side,
Yeah.
because I think that was,
It's
again,
so
probably
important.
another takeaway from that conference we went to, the AI summit, was around, there's still this need for human connection.
Yeah.
So it's balancing content for content's sake and marketing for marketing's sake with actually still being able to bring the human. So let's start with diving into the different kinds of marketing tasks maybe that you use, like,
Yep.
or that you've seen businesses using AI for.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for me, obviously, content creation is a huge one. Even writing back to client emails and things like that, we've created our own custom GPT with all of our internal documents in it, and so it just helps my team be able to answer questions a lot quicker. But for our real estate clients and our virtual assistants that are with them,
Yeah, because you're
the
training your VAs now to use AI to help them, right?
yeah, our agency academy has a lot of AI training in there and custom GPTs and prompts to help with things like, creating copy, listing presentations, things like that. So our real estate clients are using AI, particularly ChatGPT, for drafting listing, blog posts, newsletters, suburb updates and market reports, things like that. Competitor research is also, a really big one. Content creation, talking head reels, things like that. What about your clients? What are they using AI for?
I mean, yeah, like all of those things. I'd say a lot of people are onto it for like using it to create like listing descriptions and stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
mega shortcut. It's got access to all the information
Yep.
online, so really, really powerful. I really love getting it to do some more of that deep research. So I love the telling people to go and get it to do competitor research for you, because it can literally go and see what everyone in your marketplace is doing, find their strengths, find their weaknesses, find their gaps, and allow then you to be able to fill those gaps, which is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, doing a lot of that deep suburb and market research, like knowing what all the stats are, shortcutting that so that you can then go and make market updates really easily. Creating, I think the one of the biggest things we've been working a lot on is creating their own like custom messaging, because
Yeah.
and this is where it like comes back to like this prompts thing, right? Because like all of this stuff's great. So like listing copy, suburb updates, market updates, sure, like that's fairly generic information that the research can do. But I think when it comes to like blog posts, and I hate using the word newsletters, but newsletters or email marketing, and then going into content, for it to not be generic, like it needs to know who you are. It needs to know what your ideal client is. It needs to know what your brand promise is. It needs to know all those kinds of things. So actually getting it to help you define all of that, like the number of business owners I start working with, I'm like, oh, when was the last time you looked at, your branding and your messaging and your ideal client and everything? And for some, either they've never done it, or it was back when I don't know, they first made their branding 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's changed who they actually want to be working with and their pain points and their frustrations. So actually getting it to help you like come up with that. And we've got one of the bots that we've got inside our Brand Lab package that we've got, like will help with that, right? It
Yeah.
helps ask you the questions to get your messaging really clear.
Yeah.
But then it's around how you use that in the content you're asking it to create. So if you go into ChatGPT and just say, hi, please write me a blog post on, I don't know, pet legislation, like you're going to get pretty generic output,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if you prompt it well, and there's a bit of I heard this from someone else, a bit of like a 4-step formula for prompting. If you give it a really good prompt, the output that you get is going to be like 10 times better. So if you give it step 1 is to give it a persona. So who do you want it to be, like an act like? So please,
Yeah.
you are a copywriting expert in the real estate space, specialized in
Pet
attracting
legislation.
well, that would be very specific, but more like, specialized in attracting landlord leads to a real estate agency,
Love that.
as an
Yep.
example. Task, what is it that you want them to do? You want to write an SEO optimized blog that can then be repurposed for content creation across socials and everything else. Give it the context. So you want to give it some background. So you'd want to then give it, our ideal client is XYZ. Our brand message and promise is ABC. Our SEO preferred terms are XYZ. And then you want to specify what's the output that you want it to give it to you in, right? Do you want it to give it to you in dot points first, in a table, in a fully written final draft format? Do you want it to be written in a certain tone or a style? Do you want it to be formal and professional, or punchy and fun? Like, what's your brand voice?
Yeah.
So if you give it those 4 things, so the persona that you want it to be, the task that you want it to do, the context and background of what it needs to know to give that best output, and the type of output that you want it to give, you're going to end up with a pretty 99% piece of content there.
Yeah.
You might
So
want to
good.
specify no M dashes, but even still, sometimes if you specify that, it still puts the M dashes in.
Say
So then you go
sure,
through
and
and
then
you read it and you approve it, right?
Yeah.
So like that will then give you, if you generic prompt, it gives you generic. Whereas if you give it a detailed prompt, it's going to then give you a better output. Now the challenge is that ends up becoming fairly time consuming, because to remember to prompt it like that every single time, like you're still saving time in the long run, but like
Yeah,
it takes time. So this is where then people, if you go and then turn that prompting into a custom chat GPT, which
Yep.
is basically a pre-prompted
Which is super
conversation.
easy to make.
It's not that hard to make. We've
Yeah.
got some instructions in our brand lab kit around how to do it. Is like, then that's already loaded in there. So let's say it's your email marketing, or you want to make a blog bot, so you can make your own custom blog bot that writes blogs in your brand voice as an expert in the real estate space, that gives it to you in, the tone targeted to your ideal client, already mapped with SEO. The custom bot's already built with all that prompting and information. So then you literally can go in and say, hey, please write me a blog on pet legislation. And with no other prompting, you'll get the
Exactly what you
perfect,
want,
nearly
yeah.
99% their output that you then go and review, and that you can then go and do.
Yeah.
And then, then you can like leverage it. Then sometimes you might have another bot which is specialized in creating video scripts and content, or creating social media posts, so that then you could then take that and put it into one of your other bots,
Yeah.
or go and prompt it again to get that output. So I think there's so many different tasks that it can help with. It can even go as far as like making all your whole marketing calendar, right? Like, again,
Oh,
depending on how you
absolutely.
prompt it, like
Yeah.
what it spits out sometimes is just incredible, and the way that you can go back and forth with it.
And that's the thing, you can go back and forth with it. So if you don't remember those 4 prompts that you said earlier to get the best outcome, you can actually ask it what it
How do I get the best
needs.
outcome?
Yeah. So if you're not sure, just go back and forth with it a few times. Don't just put in there, write me a blog about this, because it will be very basic and generic. Ask it what it needs from you. It can ask you questions. You can ask it questions. If you're not sure of the first prompt, ask it some questions.
Yeah. So I think, like, homework for that is literally go and think about all the marketing tasks that you've got within your business, or that you're either doing or that you would like to be doing, and then looking at how something like a ChatGPT tool can help with that. But I mean, there's also so many other tools that are out there that, we're even still discovering. But
Yeah.
I thought it would be good to go through, I suppose, some of the other tools that we've used and seen clients using in the AI space that are super helpful for marketing and content.
Yeah.
What are some of your faves?
Definitely Canva. And I think when people think of Canva, they don't think of it as AI. But within Canva, it has so many AI features now. So that's definitely a favorite, and something that everyone in the real estate space should be using. And if you're not, like, you're crazy. So yeah, have a good play around with
Or have your
Canva.
VA?
Yeah, or absolutely have your VA use Canva. Descript and CapCut. So these are 2 editing software that have AI built in it.
Now, are they for the same purpose, or are they kind of like, would you use them for different
I use
things?
them for different things. So CapCut is for video editing, and
And why would you use that? So,
trending.
like, if you have a video, why would you use that over, like just editing a video on Instagram or TikTok?
There's just more features. It
Like
has
more AI?
more AI within it for sure. A lot more features than just doing it within the Instagram app. I think if you're just doing a basic story, or a very basic edit of something, like the Instagram app is fine, or the edits app is fine. But if you're wanting to do more like higher quality editing, or your VA's doing that, or someone in your marketing team, CapCut is amazing for that.
Yeah.
Descript is video editing again, but more for social clips. So for us, for the podcast, we've got the full footage, and our marketing VA goes and puts that into Descript, and it will automatically find the best parts of that episode and cut it up into
Like
bite-sized
snippets,
reels.
yeah.
The snippets
Yeah.
with the captions and all of that.
Yeah, so similar to like an Opus clip type thing. So it
Yeah.
can actually, like, the AI
Opus is
can
another
read the
great
long
one.
form content. And I think that's something I'm seeing a lot more people doing, is like, even if it's not an actual podcast, is sitting down in a studio and
Yeah.
making some long form content with, a referral partner, or even on their own, to then chop up and share on the socials. Because I think, that talking head kind of reel and the video content can be really powerful for personal brand. But a lot of people get stuck on, oh, well, how would I sit down and like make 10 clips about it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just sit down and talk for an
Have a
hour or
chat.
two, like,
Yep.
and have a chat, then there's AI that can chop it all up. Going back to CapCut, I think a couple of the ones that I really like in there is the AI, like what it can do with sound. So I don't know if you ever record a video and
The
you're like, oh, it's got really
enhancer.
shitty background noise, or my voice isn't where it needs to be, or I didn't use a mic or something. Like the AI enhancements are like nuts. So I had one,
Yep.
I filmed it and there was like lots of noise, and I put the AI background noise remover on, and in like a second it had removed all the background noise, and it just sounded like I did then have a
You had a
mic.
mic. Wow.
Yeah. So there's, it's just little hack tools like that that can, I suppose, make it easier for you. And it's got
Yeah.
AI editing and like templates and things in there as well. So if you're sort of stuck on
Even
how to,
those funny meme type ones,
Mm,
they have the template in there. All you've got to do is put a photo behind it and put a little funny caption, and there's a reel that could go viral or could be really well received because it's entertaining. But
mm,
those templates are all in CapCut.
yeah, really, really handy. One of the other cool ones that it's probably, I don't know if it's all the way there or it's like nearly there, is some of the different tools around, like I suppose I call it like AI twins.
Oh yeah.
So there's ones called like HeyGen,
Yep.
and then we learn about another one called Synthesia. So I can't even say that.
Say it with an accent.
But so basically, you can put your video and your photos and your voice in there, and it can then generate video content for you without you needing to be the one recording it. So it's like if I load it
Oh,
with,
so it looks like you.
Mhm.
Wow.
I mean, I haven't done it yet, because it's sort of every time I've gone to try it, I'm like, oh, it's not quite there.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's hard because you know yourself the best. You're like, oh, that's not me. But then would a
Yeah.
thousand other people know
Well,
it's not you?
it's
Maybe,
funny you say
maybe
that
not.
because I have a friend and I saw a photo of her on her stories and I was like, oh, that looks like good quality, but I just knew something wasn't quite right. And I messaged her and she said, yeah, it's all AI. And whoa, like if I hadn't known, like, I just don't think many people would have picked that up. But wild. She said it took a lot of time to
Get it
get it,
customized.
but
Yeah.
now that it's there, it's only going to get better. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
Wild.
going to be interesting. And like I've as I said, I played around with it myself. Haven't quite got it there. We did one with a client the other day, and like it was pretty good. Like I was like,
Yeah.
anyone who didn't know you would probably not question if that was you or not. But the other cool thing it can do is it can put your content into other languages, right? So it's like you
Yeah.
can like,
Well, Instagram does that now as well.
oh, does it?
Yeah. So you can watch a reel, and then press the three little buttons down the side, like the little
Mm.
things, and you can change it to any language. I'll show you after this, and it changes your mouth to move, and it sounds like you, but in Spanish.
AI is just bonkers.
But that's wild to change any reel on Instagram, to
Mm.
change it into any language and have that person's mouth moving to sound like
Well, it's
yeah.
it's just gonna be so interesting. And that was at this conference we went to. Like that was one of the other things. It's going to become harder and harder to tell what is real content and what is not real content. And I think we've
Yeah.
already, if you're on social media, or you probably see sometimes there's now like fake versions of Taylor Swift and other celebrities where it's not actually them, but someone's made a fake version of them. So
Yeah.
that's a whole another conversation around.
It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with social media and everything
Mm.
moving forward because we're there to be entertained, but then we're going to be questioning everything
Yeah,
we
is it
see.
real?
Is it real? Like I send things now to my husband and he'll write back and go, well, that's
That's not real.
AI. I'm like, oh, damn it. But it is getting harder and harder to spot. So it makes you wonder, where is advertising and marketing? Where's it going to go? Like I know with even real estate advertising properties and things, you can change some things slightly, like the color of the grass. You can make it a little bit greener to
Mm.
enhance, the photos. But we've seen things online that it's like people are just completely changing power lines and all of these things, and you just can't do that.
Well, and I think that's getting tested in some court cases at the moment, like around whether real estate will be able to use AI photo editing anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously could be seen as misleading.
Yeah. Well, remember that reel you sent me and there was like black mold everywhere. And the guy was like, "Is this the same property?" Because it's just they just edited it all out. It's wild.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be interesting. And I mean it sort of leads into like the challenge between using some of these tools to help you and support you versus people still wanting to deal with a human. And this is this conversation I have with a lot of people every day. It's like, oh, could AI replace us? It's funny, in my property management space, I don't know. Sometimes my honest opinion is a lot of the work that a property manager does that is admin based, repetitive stuff,
Mhm.
100% AI is going to come along and be able to do it. But the people who have the staying power are going to be the ones who are able to have the human and relationship side with their
Yeah.
clients, and that they also use AI and tech to be able to get more time to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I think with all of those tools that we're talking about, it's how can you use it to help you get more content out there?
Yeah.
Because I think if you're not getting seen, whether that's on Instagram or Facebook or your digital footprint, like we spoke about last week, it's if you're not getting seen, like you're basically invisible.
Yeah.
And so I think we have to find ways to get more content out there in a quicker way. So if it's like, if you're sitting there going, oh, I know I need to do more content, but I don't know what to do, it's okay. Like go and do the work in ChatGPT, refine your brand message, refine your ideal client, get really clear on that. Now, then go and get it to make you, 5 video scripts that you could go and create with powerful hooks and solving their problems. One of the guys at the conference has a really great formula for video. He's like, use a hook, a problem, your solution, and a call to action, right? So get ChatGPT to come up with like 5 versions of that for you. And then, just film it and then use the editing tools to go and be able to do that really quickly with AI.
Yeah, and I think that you're talking about Robbo there, is
Robbo
he
the finance
the
guy.
finance guy? Check him out on Instagram and TikTok. But I think that's why his content has done so well, is because he shows up just as himself, really authentically. And yeah, he might use some of these tools to edit
Edit.
it, the
Yeah.
final version, but it's not highly edited, and it's not. He's showing up really authentically, just him on camera talking. And I think the people that start doing their marketing that way, like, yeah, you use ChatGPT to get ideas and craft the hook and everything. But if you're showing up just talking, that's authentic, and that's what people will be now, I think, as AI is more visible and it's everywhere. If you're just showing up and talking like a normal person, people are going to say, okay, like she's friendly. She looks nice.
Well, it
She's
breeds that,
kind. It's
that no like
authentic.
trust concept, right? Like people get to know you through it. And I
Yeah.
mean that's going back to like the hey gen type stuff where it's
Mm.
you have your AI twin that can do it for you. I mean, I think there's a concept like, oh, well, people who are too afraid or don't have time to make their own content can use it. But I think if you're too afraid to make content, you're probably not going to have much. You have to load good content into it to get good
Yeah.
output.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a challenge. But also, the real outcome is that people want to see and interact with you. And I don't know. I think that I think that they're going to end up with something on socials where you have to like flag if it's AI generated content. I think it's already on Instagram, but I think across all the platforms, like I think you're going to have to specify that it's AI generated content, and then will that create a disconnect? Because I mean, I've thought about using it because I'm like, fuck, I'm time poor. I know
Yeah,
I
I
need
could
to go
get
and
my
make more
VA to make it.
content. I could just get my VA to go and make it. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, I still feel like, okay, I need to show up and I need to talk on my stories each day, and I
Well,
still
I know a lot of the like beauty magazines now have to very clearly state if it is AI generated or been AI edited, because showing, say, women's bodies looking perfect. They now have to put on there if it is AI generated, which I think is great. But I mean, it's in the smallest writing ever.
I know I saw that clip the other day and someone was calling that out. It was like there's a whole beauty magazine and she went onto every page and it was AI generated.
Yeah.
So they weren't even real humans and real
Yeah.
bodies in the thing. So it's, gosh, that's, concerning
Scary.
for our younger generation
Yeah.
growing up. I mean, we had magazines with Photoshop and stuff, but
Yeah.
that was, AI is going to be, a real challenge with that. So I think it's like using the AI at the moment to really buy back your time and stop letting, "Oh, I don't have time to create content." Like, use the ChatGPT, use the
Yep.
tools that you have and try them out. And, a side note, get a VA if you don't have time to do it, because you've
Mm.
got some incredible marketing VAs who you can just give the content there, or I can even, like, come up with the content ideas. Like,
Yeah.
my marketing VA, Ina, like, she just came up with a list of, real ideas that we could do the other day. I didn't even have to think of them.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to go and, use the ChatGPT. So there's ways to get more content out there without you needing to be the brains and the creator and the editor and the producer and delivery of all of that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I guess, yeah, homework for you. Well, I think actually if you go and download our Brand Lab package, we've got some AI bots in there that you can start using and playing with. But
Yeah. Even
B,
the
whether you get
freebie.
that or not, like, I'd go
Mhm.
and go and really just start seeing if you can create a custom chat GPT that knows your brand, knows your business, or
Yep.
use the prompts that we've given you today to start getting better output, so you can remove that fear about
Mm.
having generic content. I think that's really the place to start
Totally.
if you're new
And if
to
you've
it.
got a VA, get them to do it as well. I think the more you can empower your VA, whether it's one from agency or elsewhere, but you were saying before how, is AI going to take our jobs? We get asked this all the time about VAs, are you going to have a business in a few years? I think VAs are going to become even more powerful because they're using all these tools.
Mm.
So if you've got a VA and you're strapped for time, have them using these AI tools. Give them the list, have them do some research, give them the prompts, and have them produce your marketing content based on, the AI prompts. So I think it's really powerful.
Combining all the forces. Love
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, hopefully that's been useful for you today. Make sure you go and take some action. As always, learning is amazing, but
You got to do
implementing, you
something
got to
with
do
it,
something with
guys.
it to move forward. Is there anything from today that you'd go and do in your business? We're already doing a lot of it.
um,
What do you think you need to do
already,
more of?
I actually just more content. Like
Mm.
I know I do a lot, but I feel like it's just not enough.
Mm.
Like I when
You do more content than like anyone I know.
but I think we've got the tools and I've got the teams and the tools
I
to
think
do
it's
more.
time. Like, it's like, if I think about it, like, personally reflective on that whole conversation, if I would go, oh, okay, but I still need to go and make some video content, right? So I
Yeah.
need to block out some time to batch some content. I can use AI to come up with the concepts and the prompts and the hooks and the scripts and things like that, but I physically need to block out some time in my calendar to go and do it, and then just offload all of that content to my VA and tech tools, and
Yep.
then let that go through
Yep.
to the keeper.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for
Cool.
tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.